If you don't already know, my name is Janet, and Merry Christmas to you. Today we have an exciting video. I'm going to do some shortbread cookies with you, but they're not ordinary shortbread cookies. Oh no, just hold on, I'm going to show you. And we're going to do wassail. Oh my goodness, it's that time of year. It's going to be perfect. So let's get down to the counter and I'll show you what we've got. Okay, now to begin this, we want 3 Honeycrisp apples, and I've got some star anise, I've got some cloves, we have some cinnamon sticks, a navel orange, we have half a cup of cranberry juice, cranberry cocktail, we have 1 lemon, we've got ginger, and that's let me go in order so we don't get this all mixed up. We've got half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ginger, 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, that would be 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground allspice. Now, we also have 3 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. But the first thing we want to do is to take our apples and we want to core them. Just take a knife and go down and get out all of that core. You don't want any, but you do want to leave a little bit of the bottom in this. You don't want them to be cut all the way through. So let's just finish these. And we don't want that to drip in there. When we get this all done, I'll show you what we're going to do. See, just like that. Okay, now we have our apples that have been cored. So we're just going to put them into a pie plate and set that off to the side. Now, we want to take a small bowl. We want to mix together the brown sugar, the cinnamon, the ginger, the nutmeg. Get that out of that bowl. We want all of it in there. And the cinnamon. And we're going to mix this together. That's not cinnamon, allspice. So let's get a spoon. Mix it all together. Okay. Once we have it all mixed together, we're going to take our apples, get them sitting upright. That one doesn't want to sit up for some reason. But anyway, we just take the brown sugar mixture and we put it down into the middle of these apples. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so good, y'all. It's a long process, but it's worth it, y'all. So worth it. Okay, now we're going to take half of a cup of apple cider and we're going to pour it down into the bottom of this pan, and then we're going to take this pan and put it into a preheated oven. It's at 350 degrees for about an hour, hour and a half, until the apples are baked completely. You want them to collapse on each other, and then it will be ready. So let's get these into the oven. Okay. Now, into this pot, you're going to take a half a gallon minus that little half cup you put into that pan and pour your apple cider in there. It's just plain old, good old apple cider. Any brand, whatever you like. All right, let's set that to the side. Then we're going to take our lemon and we're going to cut it in half. Now half of the lemon we're going to leave, and the other half of the lemon we're going to cut into thin slices, just like so. It's okay if they're not perfect. It's just going into the wassail. Okay, so there we go. Put those lemons into the wassail, just like so. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to bump y'all. Then we're going to take half of this lemon and squeeze the juice into the pan, just like so. Just try to keep those seeds out there. If they get in there, no problem. All right. Okay, then we have a navel orange, and we only need half of it. So we're going to cut it into half, just like so. Now, we're going to take some cloves. We only need about 5 of them. Oops. And then we're going to poke them into the peel. 5. Just like that. Okay? And then we're going to add this to the pan. We've got the cloves, so get those out of the way. We've got the lemon in there. We've got the orange in there. Now, we want to add the cinnamon stick. We only need 1 or 2. That's plenty for this. Okay. And then we need the star anise. Now, I love the star anise. It smells so good. And I just have a half a bag here. And we only need about 1. Look how pretty. Isn't star anise so pretty? So 1 and about a half. Can't find 1, just make 1. Okay. So star anise into there. Now we're going to put this over a medium-low heat, and we're going to simmer it for about an hour. And then we'll come back and we'll add the cranberry juice and the apples. Okay, now to start the cookies, I'm just going to take this little bag of pistachios. They're whole, so I'm just going to crush them up in my mixer. Not my mixer, what is this? My little food processor. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, let's talk about the cookies. Of course, we want the pistachios. We've already crushed those up in the food processor. You also want 1.5 cups of butter that is softened. You want 3/4 cup of confectioner's sugar. You want 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. Ooh. And of course, you want 1/2 cup of ground pistachios. You want a tablespoon of fresh orange. I'm just going to take the other half of my navel orange and juice it. Then we want 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, if you want to, you can do 2 to 4 ounces of chocolate that has been semi-sweet chocolate that's been chopped and melted. But to start this, let's go ahead and do the butter. Okay, I cheated. I threw my butter in the microwave. That's okay. Just get it done. However, I forgot to soften mine up before I got started. So there is the butter. Now we're going to beat this for about 2 minutes until it's nice and fluffy. So sorry, I just realized I didn't have on my mic. Anyway, we've got our butter nice and fluffy. So what we're going to do is add in
the powdered sugar, just about 1 tablespoon at a time. If you need to, stop it and scrape down the sides. That's perfectly fine and that's perfectly normal. You want to make sure it's getting all incorporated. When you're working in these smaller amounts, it likes to gather on the bottom. So you have to stop it and make sure those ingredients get incorporated. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to let this go for about 2 minutes. Okay, now let's add in the vanilla. You want about 1.5 teaspoons. Just measure with your heart. Unless you have a measuring spoon, then measure with a measuring spoon. Whatever floats your fancy. Okay, now we want to add in the pistachios. So let's get those added in. And we're going to reserve just a few for later. Okay. This is going to be so good, y'all. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to scrape down the bowl. And y'all, if you have a hand mixer, I think this would be easier with a hand mixer. So feel free. But my directions said a stand mixer. Next time I won't use the stand mixer. I will be using the hand mixer. Because y'all, I know I'm going to like this. Because we are just about to add something else. And it's going to be so good. Okay. Got that all in there. And all scraped off. Y'all. Yeah. Okay. Now we want to add our orange juice. It's about 1 tablespoon. So into there we go. Oh, y'all. I just can't even. Now we're going to take this orange and we're going to zest it into here. So just take it, zest it. Make sure you don't go down to the white part because that won't be any good. You don't want that in there. That's bitter. You just want this bright orange part. And it just brightens the cookies. Oh my goodness. And the directions say about 1 tablespoon, but we're just, whatever we get, we get. Okay. Now, let's get the orange zest down into there. Oh my goodness, we got it on the counter. We don't want it on the counter. We want it in the bowl. In the bowl we go. All right, let's mix it up. Go with the bowl. And we want to add in the flour. This is the 2 cups of flour. Oh my gosh, 2 cups of flour. Minus whatever you spill on the counter. Oh, I forgot my salt, y'all. You need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Let's get this little bit of flour, throw it in there. And that is our shortbread, y'all. I'm going to, cut it off for just a minute. Get these ingredients off at the bottom. And then we're going to call it good. Y'all, these are going to be so good. I'm telling you. Now, the hardest part of these cookies is the waiting. You have to give them at least 4 hours to overnight. So if you can get them done the day before, that's great. If not, give yourself plenty of time to get them done because they need to be really hard in the refrigerator. Just look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now, let's get these onto some wrapping paper. Yes, I said wrapping paper. By wrapping paper, I mean this plastic wrap. There we go. And this is a wet dough, y'all, and it's okay. That's the way it's supposed to be. There we go. Let's taste it, y'all. Y'all want to? Gotta try it. I know you ain't supposed to eat all flour dough, but oh well. Live a little. Oh, y'all. That's going to be good. I'm telling y'all. Now, you want to take it and flatten it out into a disc. The thinner, the better. Because you want it to cool off in the refrigerator really quick. Okay, there we go. There's our cookie though. Now, you just want to leave this, like I said, at least 4 hours to overnight. If you leave it overnight, the next day, it's fine. It's fine, y'all. Look at that. Isn't it pretty? Now, don't waste your waiting, y'all. I tell you that all the time. Don't waste it. Go ahead and take these few minutes. It won't take 10 minutes to get this cleaned up. I promise you. Okay. Look at here. The apples are fresh out of the oven. Now, what we're going to do is add the apples. I don't want to touch these. They're hot. I'm going to add the apples to the mixture. And all of that goodness that's down in that pan. Ooh, that's hot, hot, hot. Okay, now we want to take our 1/2 cup of cranberry juice and add it to the pan. And that is it, y'all. Our apple cider is done. Let's give it a taste. Let me get a little spoon. I'm not putting it into my cup yet because I don't know if maybe we want more brown sugar in it. Oh, it smells so good. Yum. That is delicious. I think I'm going to add just a touch more brown sugar and then we'll be done with it. Let's try it and see how it is. Look at my little mug. Isn't it cute? Dollar General special, y'all. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, let me get you over here where you see. Okay, now I did add some more brown sugar to this, but that's it. See it. I wish you could smell this. It smells like Christmas in a mug, y'all. mm, mm, mm. I'm not the drinking kind, but if you are, add some brandy to it. I just don't even have words. That's good. All right, let's get the cookies together. What we're going to do is just take half of this dough. I don't know how this is going to work because it's hard. I cheated, y'all. I stuck it in the freezer. So there we go. Awesome. There we go. Just like that. Wrap up this other and stick it in the freezer or the refrigerator, depending on what you want to do with it. Okay, now we want to flour our surface. And we're going to let it warm up just a little bit because it's still just a little bit too cool to try to roll out. So give it just a minute and let it unthaw. Okay, now what you're going to do is just take your dough and roll it out to about 1/4 of an inch thick. If it starts breaking on the sides, it's because it's too cold, and just leave it for a few more minutes. Let it come to room temperature, or just squish it back together, whichever you prefer. All right, here we go. Now let's take our cutter and just start cutting. And you can cut these into any shape you would like. Look at there. Aren't they pretty? All right. Now we're going to pop these into the oven for about 10 minutes. Excuse me, not the oven. We're going to pop these into the freezer for about 10 minutes. Okay, the cookies have been in the freezer for 10 minutes. Now let me tell you, if they're any bigger than this, you probably want to cook them for about 20 minutes, and you might want to poke some holes in them with forks, but this size should be just fine. So let's get them into the oven for about 10 minutes or so. You just want them to be just lightly golden on the outside. Y'all, let me tell you, we've got just a few seconds before these cut off. These smell so good when they're cooking. You can really smell that orange coming through. Oh, so good. Okay, let's go ahead and get them out of the oven. They are perfect. Okay, here we go. Now what I'm going to do is move them over here to the cooling rack. These are perfect. They are just starting to turn on the edges, and that's what you want. You don't want them any dunner than that. And look how nicely they hold their shape. That's why it's so important to put them in the freezer first, so that they won't spread and misshape. Okay, now while these are cooling, I have some chocolate chunks here. And I just took a couple of ounces and put them in this bowl, and we're going to heat them up and melt them in the microwave. Now while that's melting in the microwave, I thought we would try this cookie. That's good, y'all. Let's check my chocolate. Okay, let's get these cookies started. I have my cookies. Whoops. My cookies here. So, I've got my paper here. What we're going to do is dip one side of the cookie into the chocolate. That's not quite deep enough, so what we're going to do is just take our spoon, drizzle it on there. Perfect. Now we're going to take a little bit of the pistachio and sprinkle it on, just like that. Now we'll continue with the rest of the cookies, and then we'll be right back. And just like that, y'all, we have our cookies all done. Don't they look amazing? I love them. So y'all go try them. I love it when y'all come and spend a few minutes with me, each and every one of you. I hope you are enjoying a wonderful holiday season. And until we meet again, may you be blessed. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Mm.